It is Justin here, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. And as you can see, what I'm going to be doing today is my 3.0 Detroit Lions mock draft. As you can tell by the title, I am going to be implementing a trade back in this mock draft here. Tossed around the idea in my other mock drafts of trading back with that 32nd or 34th pick. But I think that I have found a scenario that would work for this second overall pick here. And yeah, without further ado, we'll just start this up here. Start the sim. And actually, Ahmad Gardner goes number one there to the Jaguars. Okay, I was kind of assuming that it would be Hutchinson there, and I think that it will be Hutchinson in real life. If not Hutchinson, then probably someone like Evan Neal. I definitely don't see Gardner going number one, but we will just roll with it here. Like I said, going to be doing a trade back here, so we're going to be trading back here actually with the Atlanta Falcons. Now, what I was kind of thinking was that, Hutchinson would probably go one, and then Atlanta would maybe want to trade up for hometown kid Trayvon Walker there, keep him in Atlanta, Georgia there. So what I've planned out today, just looking at recent, draft day trades. Really, when a team trades up, they do give up a haul. I mean, when you see the 49ers recent trade, even like trades like the RG3 trade. Julio Jones when the Falcons traded up for him. Really, these teams give up a lot of picks when they do trade up, especially when you trade up, into the top three, obviously. So Falcons will be giving up 8, their second rounder this year, and 58, and then not wasn't really worried about like the future picks that they'd be giving up. So I figured I'd give us a fourth and a sixth here for next year. In all reality, it might actually be something a little bit higher than this. So just keep that in mind there. But for the sake of this mock draft here, I am going to be trading up for 8 or trading down, excuse me, for 8. And then we gain 43 and 58 from the Falcons, gives us, a plethora of picks here, just straight up talent that's going to be on the draft board there. So we'll go ahead. We'll offer this trade here, and I'm pretty sure. Yep. So PFF will accept that trade there. So we'll resume the draft here, and hope that our guy is here, and he is. The guy that I am talking about is Kyle Hamilton here. Really, just a really impressive tape. I get it. Not the most impressive combine, but I mean, really, if people really care that much about 40 times, we're in a league now where John Ross had one of the highest 40 times, the highest 40 time ever. And you really just don't hear John Ross's name that much anymore. So I really don't look at that, too harshly. And I really do believe in Kyle Hamilton just as a playmaker. This kid can really do it all. Great build for a safety too, taller guy. Almost built like a linebacker. So he's going to be the pick here. Adding on to our secondary, really just getting a great safety there right next to Tracy Walker, and adding that secondary, helping guys out, like Malafanu, like a Warrior, obviously Akuda coming back too, hoping for a big year out of him. So yeah, really just adding talent there, adding depth to that secondary, and really just on the defensive end in general. So at 32 here, I feel like receiver is going to be in play, with these next few picks here. Honestly, a big fan of George Pickens. Feel like he's a complete Dan Campbell guy. This guy's a bully when you watch him play and you go and just watch his tape back. Versus Michigan, that game was incredible, really. He just tore up Michigan's secondary. And like I said, was being a bully in the process. And what I mean by that is he's just super aggressive. He does not back down from anybody. Straight up Dan Campbell guy, I feel like. And Brad Holmes would love for him, to fall here at 32. I get it when people say, that they don't really feel like he's going to fall here, but I don't think, that's out of the realm of possibility. I do feel as though, every single year there is, a few guys that fall in the draft, especially guys who are previously injured. And when you go and you kind of look at at this guy's, positives versus his negatives, he really does not have too many negatives. I mean, like I said, just really the injury history is kind of what the only thing that holds him back, in my opinion. I feel like everything else he does great. Great contested catch guy, great route runner, like I said, big physical guy, and he's going to be the pick here at 32. Great value there for George Pickens. Almost back-to-back picks here. We're on the board again here at 34. Going to look more at edge help or a linebacker here. Really a guy that I'm starting to, really starting to like here is Quay Walker out of Georgia. Honestly, that whole Georgia defense was just amazing last year or this year. Really, they had some great playmakers on that team. Quay Walker, obviously, Nakobe Dean. You know, just guys that helped that defense a lot. Obviously, the defensive linemen were great. So I do like Quay Walker here. I also like Drake Jackson here too. Really, like I said, kind of focusing on the defensive end here, and especially from here on out too. Now that we do have our guy in George Pickens, Jaquan Brisker is the guy that I obviously like. I've took him in both of my recent mock drafts here, and I do see Ritter and Pickett here. But really, I don't think that it's the year that we take a quarterback. I think that we wait one more year, just stick it out one more year with Goff. I feel as though we all kind of expect us not to be too great next year. I mean, I really could see us, going 500 or so, and maybe getting a little bit close to the playoffs. But really, I don't know. The amount of injuries that this team tends to have also really just kind of holds us back, I feel like. And at this point, we kind of have to just go and build our defense up, in my opinion. I mean, we've had one of the worst defenses in the league for the past few years. So with that being said, we are going to draft Quay Walker, linebacker out of Georgia there at 34. And here we are again here at 43, excuse me. With this Atlanta pick here, due to the trade back, I really do like Drake Jackson, as I said. I also like Josh Paschal, but I do feel as though he will be more of a defensive interior guy in the league. Matt Corral is here, but I don't know. I don't really see Matt Corral falling this far. I also do like Roger McCreary too. This is the guy that was looked at, pretty much as a first round talent, before the draft process, before the combine and such. So would not mind him here either. And if he falls to 58 somehow, that's going to spoil the pick there. That's probably going to be the pick there if he does fall to 58 there. But a guy that I really like here actually, and really like his value is Drake Jackson here. This is a guy that I feel like would fit on this defense pretty well. Obviously, as you can see, 9.5 sacks, 11 pass deflections, athletic guy, gets after the passer. And that's something that we desperately need on this team. Obviously, we do have, the Quora brothers, Romeo and Julian. Other guys on the team actually had pretty decent years last year. Christian Harris had a pretty decent year, honestly. What did he have? He had something like 8 sacks. So pretty impressive there. And really, I feel like adding edge depth. Charles Harris. And adding edge depth on this team is obviously very important. As the saying goes, you can never have too many linemen, especially defensive linemen. So, going to be taking Drake Jackson there. Really like that value there in round 2. And here we are up again with our other second round pick here at 58, with our third second round pick here. Honestly, from here on out, we're kind of just going, looking at best player available here. Obviously, like I said, on the defensive end, I do like John Mechie here a lot. I feel like if he obviously did not suffer that injury, he would be an easy first round talent, easy first round pick there. A guy that I also like is Alec Pierce. Not sure if he already went, but I feel like we might actually be able to snag him in round 3 there. Obviously, Brian Asamoah is here. He always falls in these PFF mock drafts. It's just it's just kind of how it goes with him. Kingsley Enagbare, do like him here also. Could maybe go, back-to-back edge and just kind of really solidify that defensive line. I'm kind of in a toss-up here. I do like Chad Muma. Also, I really like him actually in round 2. This is a guy that I feel like, could actually fall here too. It's looking a little bit unrealistic lately. But a guy that I'd be ecstatic about if he did fall there. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna draft Chad Muma here. The value is just too good to pass up on, I feel like. And obviously this is a team that, in my opinion, does need linebacker help. Obviously Derek Barnes had a great year last year, for where he was drafted at, being a rookie and such. Alex Anzalone did sign back, but really, he's not a guy that I'm too ecstatic about. I know Lions fans love him, but really, and he's good for the locker room for sure, but really, not the greatest linebacker in the world. So, adding linebacker help is definitely very important in my opinion. Something that we need to do, just defensive help in general. So here at 66, could do a couple different things. So I like Kingsley Enagbare. Really, I do like his value here. And I also like, did Mechie already go? Yes, he did. Okay, the Bucks took him at 60. Was kind of looking to scoop up Mechie if he somehow fell even further. But let's go ahead and see. Okay, my guy is here, Alec Pierce. I would not mind, scooping up Alec Pierce. This is a guy that's very, very, very physical. And obviously has very nice size for a receiver. I feel like adding, size to the receiver room is pretty important. Obviously, we signed DJ Chark, and Cephas will be coming back, but I just see kind of Cephas as more of a wide receiver 3/4. He's a good deep threat, don't get me wrong, but I just need to see more out of him, and I'd be ecstatic if I did see more out of him. Don't get me, I don't want to be negative at all. Definitely want to see him succeed. So really just kind of looking for best player available here. I do like Marcus Jones here out of Houston also. That might be the play, honestly. Just adding more cornerback depth. Really athletic guy. I want to see, dynamicy added to this team. I really do. Dynamicy and athleticism. Because I really, really like that idea of how we use St. Brown too. Kind of used him in that Deebo Samuel role. Hopefully he doesn't leave our team due to that, like Deebo wants to do to the 49ers, because I guess he's being used too much. I kind of get it, but at the same time, I really don't. But to each their own, I guess. But we have to get to this pick here. We are going to go with Marcus Jones there out of Houston. Back-to-back third-round cornerbacks for the past few years. Obviously took Melifonwu last year. He's a very solid corner in my opinion. When you add those solid corners, it really does, help your defense out, I feel like. Obviously, lots of guys have been getting injured recently too. Obviously, Jared Jacobs had a stellar season last year for an undrafted rookie. Really a big fan of him. Love his energy that he also, brings to the team too. Jeff Okudah was injured last year. And so really just kind of, trying to keep our, secondary healthy, and what better way to do that than to draft a rookie corner. So at 97 here, again, really just kind of going with BPA here. Maybe looking for a guard here. I don't know. I feel like our offensive line is pretty set though. And Carson Strong is falling. I like his arm strength, but that's about the only thing that I really, really like about Carson Strong. I mean, obviously, not a whole lot of elite traits. And this quarterback class, in my opinion, is not too strong. I'm not that big of a fan of Pickett, not that big of a fan of Corral, and honestly, not a big fan of Ritter either. I do like Malik Willis. I feel like he is he's a future. He can definitely be a future starter in this league, and a guy that could definitely, lead a team to the playoffs. But do not want him at 2. Don't get me wrong. I do not want that. So let's take a look here. At the receivers, once again, I really like David Bell too, man. I feel like people are sleeping on him just because of his 40 time, and I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of people hating on him because of his 40 time. So we're going to go ahead and take him here, man. This is a guy that was looked at as a first round talent before the combine, and someone with, that'd be tremendous value, I think, in round 4 there. To scoop up David Bell. Obviously picked him on St. Brown in round 4 there too, so there's no shame in scooping a guy that late. In round 5 here at 177, kind of just trying to fill out the rest of the team. I like Micah McFadden there, but we did already take 2 linebackers in Quay Walker and Chad Muma. That's going to be a great duo in the future, in my opinion. I really like that, especially with Derek Barnes there. And let's just go ahead and take a look at the board here. Hassan Haskins is still here. I wouldn't really mind it, man. I'm not a huge Michigan guy myself, but I really would not mind Hassan Haskins. I truly do feel as though Hassan Haskins and Kenneth Walker will be great pros. 2 guys that were great in college and can definitely be great in the pros. I really don't see why they can't be. Let's take a look here. Actually, I think I know my position that I would like to go. I'd like to go edge here and just add some more edge depth here. What other way to do it than to select Detroit's own Isaiah Thomas? No, I'm just kidding. But I am going to select Isaiah Thomas there out of Oklahoma. Really just adding, like I said, more edge depth, more guys. As I said previously, can't really have too many defensive linemen, so why not there? In the 5th round, you're kind of in the 5th, 6th, and 7th round, you're kind of taking, flyers on guys and hoping that they could, at least just make the roster and pan out. And especially with how many picks that I have, in this mock draft, you got to kind of go BPA and kind of just trust, the GM to, take those solid guys that maybe could make the roster and maybe could, even become starters and stars one day. Because obviously we've seen that in the past. Like, that's no doubt. People have, players have become stars being 5th, 6th, 7th round picks, obviously. So at 81 here, going to kind of just, look at the board here. I like Curtis Brooks out of Cincinnati, but really a guy that I haven't done too much, research on. Honestly, none of these guys I've really done too much research on. I do like Micah McFadden, and I have done a little bit on him. But obviously, like I said, already took 2 linebackers here. And I don't know if I'm going to go interior defensive line either, just because I did just take another edge rusher. I know that that's out on the edge, obviously. But I don't know. That would kind of be overkill in my opinion, going that many. So we are just going to add offensive line depth here. I'm going to be going with a guard because I feel like that's kind of the weakest position on the offensive line. And I really don't feel like we have, when I say that, I don't want to seem that our offensive line is weak, because I really do not think that. I really think that our offensive line is very, very, very solid. But if I had to choose one weakness, it would be the guard position there. Obviously, have Big V there, and Jonah Jackson was he was a why am I forgetting the Pro Bowl? He was in the Pro Bowl. So that's a very, very good accomplishment there for Jonah Jackson in his 2nd year there. He's a beast, man. But Big V, excuse me, is what I'm kind of looking at there. Obviously, Jonah Jackson's a beast, like I said, but Big V is coming up kind of on the last years of his contract, so why not go ahead and take a flyer on a guard there? At 217 here, maybe maybe do something and give Goff a little competition there, and Brock Purdy out of Iowa State. But I think I know who I want to go here, and that is Vincent Gray, cornerback out of Michigan. Pretty nice value there, with our later pick. I feel like a guy that can be a solid pro, and we've obviously seen, corners pan out and become solid pros, in those later rounds. So let's get rid of that. So this is the mock draft here. Let's take a look. Let me just zoom this out. Obviously got a haul of picks there from Atlanta, Got 43, got 58, obviously for that second overall pick. Took Kyle Hamilton. Really focused on the defensive end a lot this draft, and then took George Pickens. Great value there. Quay Walker could be a defensive game changer on this team. Jake Jackson, love the value there in the second round. Chad Muma, kind of went and double dipped on linebacker. Really feel like this team does need some linebacking help. Marcus Jones, I like him out of Houston there in the third, and then double dipped on receiver and went David Bell. Great value there. I feel like, PFF grades it a D. I really don't understand that. Isaiah Thomas there, then Jason Poe, and then Vincent Gray. This would be kind of like a dream scenario in my opinion if we could, trade back and get a haul like this and really, add defensive studs and offensive studs, in this draft. So this is going to be the end of the mock draft here. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like on the video. Consider subscribing. I will have more content coming out for the Detroit Lions season, so stay tuned, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.